Hi everybody and welcome back to Scott's Shaves. So it's been a minute. The last time you saw me I was working on my collection. So I had to do a really quick one pass Thursday morning with my leaf that I didn't film. And the reason for that was because we had got one hell of a storm here on Wednesday night. And hella storm? It was flooded the entire road. My neighbor 3 houses down's basement had about 8 inches of water in it. Detroit was flooded all over. It stopped raining at 4:30 a.m. and I couldn't even get out of my neighborhood at 6:30 when I needed to go to work. So that was a lot of fun. But today I have a few things that have been running through my head as of late too. One thing that I have been an avid supporter of and have really liked about the wet shaving is the community. I do appreciate every single one of you being here. It's been a good time, and I've connected with a few people from around the world doing YouTube and just in the forums in general on Facebook. But one thing that I've came to started to realize is that I just feel like I'm pulled in too many different directions. And what I mean by that is that, yes, I did start to do YouTube as for something I enjoy and something that I can pass on to people and try to teach them some certain things. So I have a very strong feeling that my videos are going to be becoming more infrequent, all right? Because a while back I had started doing like a razor lend and a razor share with a friend of mine, and lately I feel like I'm falling behind, so to speak, on that, I don't get to enjoy the shaves as much because I'm trying to push out content, so to speak. I don't make my living from YouTube, and I don't ever intend to make my living from YouTube. I'm a water chemist, and we have our own business. So, and I do other side stuff all the time. And with all that, and especially coming up here in like a few weeks, I just feel I have too much stuff on my plate to try to do everything. Because I will be going back to working 65, 70 hours a week. On weekends, I try to spend as much time with my family as that I can. And on top of that, it's my time of the year where I finally get to do me a little bit. And what I mean by that is I get to go fishing, right? I call it salmon slamming. I hail from northern Michigan with one of the largest runs of salmon in Michigan in the Manistee Rivershed. That's where I'm from, and I've spent years doing it. Well, I quit doing it because of college and work and moving and all that stuff. But last year, because of the pandemic, everything changed, right? The world came to a standstill, so to speak. I was still working, so I wasn't at a standstill. But what it did do is it freed my weekends up, and I did get to, for the first time in 15 years, fish again, and for salmon. And it's just something about that. Being there with my friends, my family, the time on the river. I don't even give a crap if I'm catching fish. Though I do, I've been at this a long time. It was funny, last night I was out fishing with my daughter at the Grand River last night, and we were catching bass and bluegill and pumpkin seeds, and I caught a catfish, and just whatever was biting we were catching, we didn't care, It's just fishing's fishing. It's not called catching. It's called fishing for a reason. But we were catching fish, and she goes, "Dad, do I need to get you some fishing lessons?" Because all the fish we were catching were on guess whose rod? My 5-year-old's, because I was too busy tending to her than fishing myself, because that's just what you do with kids. So, do I need fishing lessons? Honey, I do need some fishing lessons. But with all that being said, I'm not saying I'm totally stepping away from YouTube, but don't be expecting content as much as I was, all right? And the reason for that is I just can't, I just don't, it's not that I don't enjoy it, I do enjoy it, I just don't have as much time. I feel like I have to dedicate time to make my videos. That's part of the reason why it's raw and unedited. Because I'm not going to waste my time editing the videos. You're going to like it for either the content or liking it, or you're not. I'm very much that way. I don't necessarily care if a video is super edited or not. So what do we got today? Well, I promised that I would try it. So I have one today. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm not promising. And then I'm going to be following that up with, most likely, this is my 1937 Sheraton. that I have actually never used. This is often referred to as the poor man's Aristocrat because this is an open comb, and when Aristocrats first came out, the 34s and 36s, which I have both, they were fancier gnarled handles, similar to that of a British Aristocrat. They look very similar. And you can tell that it's early because it has no end cap here, and you can see the dimples from where the riveting is. And if you look, there's no notches here on the center T-bar where it holds the thing. And the notches were used for pulling them out of those metal dispensers that Gillette had made. So let's go ahead and get soaped up real quick because I want to make this a quick shave because I have some flea market hunting to go to today. So, because it is Sunday morning, it is somewhat early. And being that I am using a straight that I only somewhat know how to use, but I'm going to try it. I did shave the back of my hand with it already, so she is sharp. That I do know. We're going to give it a go. This isn't a hollow ground. This is a wedge style straight. It's not a hollow ground straight. Unfortunately, it's one that hails from China. So I don't even know that this is the best one. But it shaved the back of my hand like nobody's business. So I am trusting that it is sharp as hell. Because like I said, it was really smooth on the back of my hand. And that's typically where I test stuff. As I always test on the back of my hand. Because the fact that your back of your hand doesn't have a whole lot of fat on it and it's really close to the bone, it's really sensitive. So that's where I always test every razor and everything like that. So I'm not going to go adventurous with soaps. I'm going to go right back to one of my favorites, Full Measure of a Man by Bannister and Mann. You know, and there was one thing I've seen a lot of people complaining about how people load like this and then try to sell the brush or sell the soap. You know, I kind of agree that probably is gross, you know, because this has been all over someone's face and stuff like that. So guess what? I don't intend to sell my soaps. I will use them all one day. Someday I will get there. That's the one thing I realized that I failed to show in the Den collection. I failed to show my soap. I have a whole drawer dedicated to soaps now. I have like 10 soaps or something. Because I have friends that like me. Some of my friends have passed on soaps to me. And I'm not one to look a gifted horse in the mouth, so to speak. I don't know if anyone's ever heard that expression. Basically means if you're given a free horse, don't look it in the mouth. Looking in the mouth of a horse is one of the most frequent things they do for looking to see if it's a healthy horse. But if it's a free horse, you don't look it in the mouth because it's free. Who cares? That's why they said you never look a gifted horse in the mouth. It's a saying from way back. But you either want a free horse or you don't, right? So, I will still be active in my on the Facebook communities. That I do promise. I will still be there. I wonder if I shouldn't strop this razor first. I have a strop right here behind me. I don't know, whatever. We're just going to go with it. So, I think it's Thomas. To my buddy Thomas, I put you in my will to receive this straight razor, just so you know. If something bad happens to me, okay? I want to make sure I work this in really good because I want my hair raised as much as I can, given I'm using a straight. I'm going to tell you, the last time I tried something like this, I used one of those shavette things. It wasn't even a shavette, it was a razette or whatever. It uses the half the E-blade things. It didn't go well. I will say that this straight seemed to be a little bit more mild on the back of my hand than that thing where it was. I gotta give that piece of crap away. So here goes nothing, so to speak, right? Yeah, okay. This blade sucks. Okay, so I gave it the old try, but this thing's a piece of crap. Obviously, this is not a good enough straight. It might be sharp enough to cut hair, but it's surely not good enough to shave with. Best shave razor my ass. This thing's called a Krieger. I'm going to go with this thing's a piece of crap. Beautiful handle. But there's no way. I'm not shaving my face with that. So, it's kind of like that old, you know what exactly that feels like? It feels like that old crap blade the other day I was going to use. That I decided to stop halfway through. Or, first pull through. So, alright Thomas. Evidently I need a better straight, my friend. So, to future. But I do recommend you give DE a try. You're missing out. We might give her the old one pass today, because you know what? I don't know why. I've never really asked my wife, and I should. But man, this is actually a really smooth razor. I really like this. The Sheraton. It's got like the lightweightness sort of like a super speed, but yet it has the somewhat closeness because of the open comb of like my 36 and 34 Aristocrat. So it's a mild shave. I'm not going to say it's aggressive. But it's very efficient for the fact that it has the open comb. It goes through the hair. I have a Voskhod blade in here, so no surprise there. And it just plows through the hair. I mean, look at it. It is just plowing through. Because this is like, since Thursday, and it was a one pass Thursday. It was not a two pass. And like I said, the reason for that was we flooded. And I didn't want to add any more water to the water system than absolutely necessary. So I didn't even take a shower, which kind of sucked. I had to put on a shirt and tie, hence the hanger here, and go speak in person in front of, I don't know, there was like 60 people there. Usually I have 100 something, but because of the up floor or increased numbers of the Delta variant, a lot of people were hesitant. And it was obvious because I'm up there speaking in front of people and closest person to me was like 15 foot away. So, I mean, I will say it made me feel comfortable to, able to take my mask off so that I could pronunciate better into the microphone. Enunciation and pronouncing yourself is like the key to public speaking, along with, obviously not stumbling over your words and blah, blah, blah. It's not for everyone. Public speaking is a, I don't want to say it's a gift, because it's not necessarily a gift. But it's either something you got or you don't. And the reasoning for that is it comes down to a couple things. Confidence being one. And I will tell you, if it's a subject matter that you're well versed on, then you should definitely be confident on it, right? Like I hope most of you watching this channel are pretty confident about razor stuff, right? Or you feel confident enough, especially with like the process of doing it. It's something that we like to talk about. And that's part of the reason I started YouTube, was I thought that I could bring my voice to the world, so to speak. Well, I really greatly appreciate the 42 of you that are here. Especially that I had 42 people from all over the world take a liking to my videos. One thing I can promise you that's going to be changing too is don't be surprised if you don't see videos about working out finally. Because I'm a pork chop. And I need to lose weight. So, being I need to go on a diet and start working out and start losing weight, it's going to happen starting after Labor Day. I just got too much crap going on between now and then. I know, right? Everyone comes up with those excuses, but I have to, because it's for my daughter's future. It's not, and mine, obviously, right? But my daughter's going to be 6. I have the point of her running around and being overweight and out of shape. Old Poppy don't run around so good no more, right? And I'm not going to do that to my kid. So I'm going to suck it up, Buttercup. Get her done. so to speak, right? As Larry the Cable Guy affectionately coined and made millions of dollars on, get her done. But I have, it's not fair to her that, I'd be too fat to go on certain rides with her or run around the yard with her or whatever, because it's not fair. So it's time for me to get my act together, suck it up, buttercup, and get her done, right? And I will. I've done it in the past. I've lost weight numerous times in my life. And instead of doing the intelligent thing and keeping it off, I did the comfortable thing. Eat some more food. So any of you who are out there looking, don't buy a Krieger unless you want a fancy letter opener. Obviously, this thing's a piece of crap. Not that I am well versed in shaving with a straight, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way, unless all straights are that bad, or well, not that bad, not that smooth, but I doubt it. I had read somewhere that this thing was a piece of junk. But when I did the back of my hand, man, it went so good. Because, if I do the back of my hand, it takes it off. It is sharp. She's clearing the hair off, no rare. But, hey, you know what? I could go out in my kitchen with my 6,000 whetstone and make a knife do that. So, that thing's a POS. Not going to use that again. So I'm going to have to somehow get my hands on a better straight to try into the future. Because obviously I'm not writing it off. I'm not one. Because it's all in the name of science to write something off first go around. Sheraton. Smooth shave. Very efficient. Very quick. Load her up with a Vashka. Give it a good rinse. And we should be good to go. Anyways, I do appreciate every single one of you being here. Ladies and gentlemen, to the future, stay classy.